Mokosh, the only goddess of the Kyiv Pantheon. Unlike ancient or Scandinavian mythology, Slavic paganism did not leave behind epic paintings. Our history is a fragmentary mosaic made up of laconic chronicle references and silent archaeological artifacts. And among this mosaic, the figure of Mokosh stands out for its uniqueness. She is the only female deity that Knyaz Volodymyr officially included in the pantheon in 980, placing her next to the formidable Perun. The key to the goddess's essence is in her name. The scientific consensus leans towards two main versions. The first, the root mok means moisture. Mokosh is the moisturizer, the personification of life-giving water, necessary for life. The second version connects the name with Baltic terms, meaning to weave, to knit. Thus, Mokosh appears as the great spinner, who weaves the web of the world and the thread of life of each person. She is the mistress of fate, a happy basket. Visually, Mokosh personified the mother. On this brook idol, she is depicted with a cornucopia, an attribute of fertility. In the folk worldview, she became a stern, sometimes even terrifying woman, whose body was covered with wounds from spindles, symbolizing punishment for violating taboos. The main historical evidence is a chronicle entry from 980. The placement of the idol of Mokosh in the center of Kyiv, outside the court of the palace, confirms that it was a state cult, sanctioned by the supreme authority. Later written sources, church teachings of the 11th–14th centuries, testify to the vitality of the cult. Mokosh was constantly mentioned together with Vili and Rozhanitsi, female spirits of nature and fate. This indicates her dominance over the lower pantheon of female spirits. Archaeology allows us to look deeper. The most important artifact is the 9th century Zeebrugge idol, where a female figure with a horn stands on a par with male deities. On the ceramics of ancient cultures, fertility symbols, such as the sown field, also echo the agrarian nature of the cult of the great goddess. Mokosh's deepest metaphysical function is the spinning of human destiny. She ensured a lucky kash lot, or conversely, bad luck. This function explains the strict taboo on spinning on Friday, Mokosh's sacred day, as it was considered a dangerous interference with the divine process. In the reconstructed main myth, Mokosh is Mother Earth, Perun's wife. Her betrayal with Veles, the god of magic and the underworld, symbolized seasonal cycles. In winter, the earth sleeps under Veles' rule, and in spring, Perun frees Mokosh with his lightning bolts, fertilizing her with rain and restoring life. Mokosh was the undisputed patroness of the so-called woman's kingdom. She patronized crafts, in particular weaving, and most importantly, she was the patroness of women in labor, to whom they turned for an easy birth. Her connection with water made wells and springs sacred places where sacrifices were thrown. The phenomenon of dualism was clearly manifested in the cult of Mokosh. The church, unable to destroy the belief in the powerful mother goddess, made a substitution. The pagan Mokosh was transformed into the early Christian martyr Saint Paraskiva. The Greek name Paraskiva means Friday, the sacred day of Mokosh. She inherited all her functions. She became the patroness of marriage, trade, and spinning. The strictest prohibition, spinning on Friday, continued to operate in folk Christianity until the 20th century. On the periphery, the cult of Mokosh degraded into a lower demonology. Thus, in some regions, Mokosh turned into Kikimora or Mokusha, household spirits who tangle threads and damage spinning wheels, punishing for violating ancient taboos. Mokosh was the central figure of the archaic religious system. She combined the functions of the water element, the weaver of fate, and the mother of the harvest. Her cult turned out to be so deeply rooted that, having transformed into the cult of Good Friday, it retained its key attributes. This is an echo of the most ancient Ukrainian ideas about the great goddess, the mistress of life, death, and fate.